Hello, New Wave of British Heavy Metal.com here. Today I'm going to tell you about Bob Catley and what was his third solo album, originally issued in 2000, Middle Earth. And the reason I'm telling you about it is because Escape Music have re-released it just now, and it comes after their similar treatment for Bob's previous two solo albums, The Tower and Legends, which they re-released in a similar format just very, very recently. So as I say, this is Middle Earth's reissue. You can see there it's got some revised artwork, and you probably recognise it as the work of Mr. Rodney Matthews, so always a sign of quality there, isn't it? And in addition to the album, there are a couple of live bonus tracks as well. Before I continue to tell you a little bit more about it, if I could ask you first a little favour, and that's if you wouldn't mind please subscribing to the channel, because that'd be big help and appreciated if you would. So back to Bob's Middle Earth. As with The Tower and Legends before it, Middle Earth was written by Ten's Gary Hughes, and like Legends and The Tower, in addition to Gary writing it and playing the keyboards, we've also got Ten's Steve McKenna on bass and the always excellent Vinnie Burns on guitar. So in some ways it's kind of like a Ten album with Bob singing, but it's not, it's a Bob solo album. You with me? And as you might have worked out from the album's title, the songs here are based around Tolkien's epic fantasy book Lord of the Rings. You don't need to have read the book or seen the films or be familiar with the tale to be to relate to this album, but if you are, you might relate to it a little bit more and recognise from the lyrics which parts of the book or story each song is based on. It's all very well written stuff, very classy, and the style and tempo ideally suits Bob's vocals, well, as did the previous two. There's a change in pace from The Tower and Legends here on Middle Earth. This is more of an expansive, lush, kind of symphonic, melodic rock ballady style with big, hooky choruses, and it does fit in well with the fantasy stroke medieval nature of the stories, right? The book. Hughes's keyboards are expansive and atmospheric and give that appropriate lushness to it. Have I just made up a word? Lushness, is that a proper word? Can anyone tell me? There's some really nice emotive piano, some occasional synth bursts, so all worked in very nicely with the swells and swirls of everything else that Gary's got going on with his keyboards. Steve McKenna puts in some precise bass, some nice riffs he's got going on, which are nicely up in the mix, particularly on the opener Wraith of the Rings, for example. Now, as for Vinnie, we all know what a fine guitar player he is, and he's given the style of this one, he's given a bit less to do than perhaps normal, with Middle Earth being more keyboard based. However, when he does cut loose, he's never less than impressive. He puts in the big washes of chords, and when he does have the room to cut loose, his soloing is just incredible, as it always is, but it all adds to the musical recipe that we've got going on here. I didn't buy Middle Earth the first time round. I've only bought this re-release. First couple of spins, I didn't really take to it that much, but it's a real grower once it does kick in, and it's that kind of album that's got hidden depth and does reveal a little bit more each time you listen to it, and it becomes quite infectious after 3 or 4 listens. In my opinion, Gary Hughes is a master songwriter and lyricist. Bob Catley, of course, national treasure, isn't he? And the two of them clearly complement each other very well, as demonstrated not only here on Middle Earth, but also The Tower and Legends, which preceded it. Top marks to Escape Music for giving all 3 albums the recent re-releases. However, as with The Tower and Legends, Middle Earth is a limited edition reissue, okay? There are 500 vinyl versions, double gatefold, just 500 of them, and the CD, just 1,000 copies, all of them individually numbered. If you would like to get it, and why wouldn't you? Order directly from Escape Music, the label. I'll put a link to them in the description underneath, but you'll probably find it in other places as well. But you know, Escape Music generally send an email when they have got something interesting that they're re-releasing, and I normally order them. You know, just recently, for example, they also did Saracen's Red Sky and whatnot, so they are busy with old classic rock / Nawabum stuff, and this is no exception. So that's Bob Catley's Middle Earth reissue, link to Escape Music underneath. Please do subscribe to the channel before you go if you wouldn't mind, because that would be marvellous. And until next time, thanks for listening, thanks for watching, and take care.